Black women fight for y'all day in and day out. Where is the reciprocation?
I don't understand why she get on this app and complain about the same thing. Because y'all act like y'all don't understand. She says it in a way that's digestible. But I, however, am not. Black men, you are not as special as your traumas have tricked you into believing. You're weak. It's pathetic. The colorism that we have to deal with in the community, the colorism that you reinforce, it's disgusting. Oh, by the way, newsflash, white women don't like you. You are simply a means for reproduction. You are a product. You're meat. That's it. You're a breeder. You hold no value in this society. You're a man, and that's probably all you have going for you. Also, your legacy is not going to be transferred to a male child with your last name. You are financially incompetent. You are a deadbeat. Your legacy is to not become a hashtag by 25 and a face and a photo collage. That's your legacy. That's what you need to worry about. Cut the bullshit.
So y'all just heard that right there, and I'm guessing that this account's name is Valley Girl Thanos, and it's a whole dude who was saying that he calls himself Valley Girl Thanos. Let that sink in right quick before we go in to what he just discussed. Now, I can run it back to where it starts right here, where it says black women fight for y'all y'all day in and day out. Where is the reciprocation? I said, oh, here we go again with that. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are not on Twitter, we see this every week. Every week. I wonder if Taureanreign Walker got a hold of this. Because, he set off a whole firestorm with that tweet. Y'all know when I did that video when it was talking about how can you be pro-black and hate straight black men, and many of them said yes you can, yes you can, yes you can, all the bit down the timeline. That right there is on Twitter every week, is pretty much every day. If you are a black woman and you want to get a blue check, just talk using these talking points right here. Now, I have told people that black women, along with black people in that academy, because that guy's clearly in the academy. You can tell it by the way his mannerism is and the way that he talks, that he's in the academy. They are no good. I keep telling people over and over again, if people in that academy want to know why many black people don't rock with them like that, it's because of people like the one you just heard in this video. Not her, but the person who responded. Now I'm going to just go through and comb through what he said. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Where is the reciprocation?
I don't understand why she get on this app and complain about the same thing.
I don't know either. Because I swear a lot of them get on the app or this app, because I know this is TikTok that they're on, but they do the same thing on Twitter every day. I think, like I said, they get on there to talk, to hear themselves talk, and to gain a lot of retweets and likes and whatever else. The same thing that this guy right here is doing.
Because y'all act like y'all don't understand. She says it in a way that's digestible. But I, however, am not. Black men, you are not as special as your traumas have tricked you into believing.
Now, here's the thing. I could say this part for the end, but I'm going to say it right now. This guy is talking at black men, heterosexual black men, as if he's not a black man himself. The only difference is that he's not heterosexual. He speaks from a tone as if he is a black woman or any other race that's not black and not female. And or female, I should say. This is why I say when they click up like that intersectional crowd, because that's basically what it's coming from. When they link like that, they are dangerous. Who needs Klansmen when you have people like this?
You're weak. It's pathetic. The colorism that we have to deal with in the community, the colorism that you reinforce.
Now, he said, you're weak, it's pathetic, the colorism that we have to deal with. Notice he said we, as if he is separating himself from being a black man. I can't tell you how many countless stories I've heard that of the toxicity that comes from that community, about that community. I'm talking about the academy, and I'm talking about the black side of it. But he gonna try to dictate to us. He says, you're weak, it's pathetic. He's using the same talking points a lot of these black feminists use. It's pathetic, the colorism that we have to deal with in the community, the colorism that you reinforce.
It's disgusting. Oh, by the way, newsflash, white women don't like you.
Newsflash, white women don't like you. Well, I'm sure white men don't like you. See? Tit for tat. I'm sure white men don't like him, but then again, maybe he does have a white man that refers to him as the N-word and treats him as his broken buck. Speaking of buck, he might have visited Ed Buck and made it out alive. I don't know.
You are simply a means for reproduction. You are a product. You're meat. That's it. You're a breeder.
You are simply a means for reproduction. You are a product. You're meat. That's it. You're a breeder. In other words, we are nothing more than a walking dick. He is hitting on all WS black feminist intersectional talking points all in one little rant. See, this is why I gotta tell people right here. I keep telling people that academy. This is why I go in on them the way that I do, not because of the way that they choose to live their life. They can do whatever they want. It's whatever. It's 2020. They can do whatever it is that they want. But when you put out this type of rhetoric, that has to be called out. I don't care. They can throw this phobic and that. And see, the thing is, they have centered themselves to be a quote unquote protected class, so they can try to protect themselves from someone calling out what he is saying in this video. He is one person where many think just like that. It's just that he had the balls, probably quite literally, to actually come on and make a video talking about it. But like I said, he is a black man who is in the academy, who is separating himself from other black men to push the black feminist, intersectional, white supremacist talking point all wrapped into one.
You hold no value in this society. You're a man, and that's probably all you have going for you.
You hold no value in this society. You're a man, and that's probably all you have going for you. Well, I have a question to ask you, Valley Thanos girl, or whatever name it is that you came up with. Like, the guy really referred to himself as a girl. If that's not confusion and self-hate, I don't know what is. Then he called himself a Valley Thanos girl, which means he doesn't even consider himself to be black. But back to what he says, you hold no value in this society, you're a man, and that's probably all you have going for it. Well, I have a question for you. What value do you hold? That's what I'd like to know. And by the way, they've already started going in on the comment section because somebody had reposted this, and it was a black woman, of course, unfortunately, but of course, and no surprise, and agreeing with what this guy said. That's why I said the black feminists and many of the black members in that academy, many of them are dangerous. Now it came to me. Listening to this, he could be Billy Porter's best friend. Because this is the same talking points that Silly Porter will come out the side of his neck with. He says, you're a man, and that's probably all you have going for you. Do you hear that, black men? According to a member of the academy, us just being a man in this society that has no value for us, according to him, is all we ever will have going for us, according to him. Good thing his words don't have weight.
Also, your legacy is not going to be transferred to a male child with your last name.
He said your legacy is not going to be transferred to a male child with your last name. Now, you got to ask yourself one question. Why did he point out the male child? Now, we know it can't really be passed to the female child because eventually if she does get married, she'll take on another name. But he left the female child out for a reason. This guy hates men. He hates black men, but he loves men, which means he'll sleep with any. This guy's basically he's a bed buck. He is. He's a bed buck, but he sounds like a bed wench. A bed buck wench is what this guy is. Just on that, what he said right there, lets me know what type of men he is attracted to. What demographic.
You are financially incompetent. You are a deadbeat.
You are financially incompetent. You are a deadbeat. I'm trying to figure out. I need to know what this guy does for a living. Apparently, he must be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. He must make millions of dollars a year and is knocking on Forbes' door to get on the cover of their magazine. Or even in the pages. And then he says, you're a deadbeat. Well, he must not know how to read a good CDC stat because according to it, black men are the most involved fathers, whether they're with the mother or not, out of any other demographic of men who are fathers in this nation. But what do I know?
Your legacy is to not become a hashtag by 25 and a face on a photo collage.
Your legacy is not to become a hashtag by 25 and a face on a photo collage. Basically going back to that trope that black men don't live past 25. It used to be 21. But I guess they upped the age since then, which means we're living longer. But you can, like I said, just listening to the rhetoric that comes out of this man's, if you want to call him that, his mouth, their mouth, because you know they don't like to be referred to as his and hers and he. They like pronouns of they and them and all of that crap.
I didn't understand that.
Forgive my phone, y'all. It's sensitive. But anyway, let's continue.
That's your legacy. That's what you need to worry about. Cut the bullshit.
That's our legacy, and that's what we need to worry about, living longer. Apparently, we can't have any complaints about certain things. We can't talk. We're supposed to just cower down and hold our head down and say, yes, sir. That's all we're supposed to do, and just go and wallow through life as a nomad. I mean, apparently, that's what we're supposed to do. Listen, if there is any black man out there that is not scared of that academy and calling them out on their crap, please watch this video and do a response. I beg of you, because too many of us, black men like the ones he's talking about in this video, continue to let people like him slide. I don't know why that is, but it needs to be called out, and it needs to be called out as soon as possible. This guy actually really thought is thinking that he does something. And this is just one video right here. This is one video. Who knows how many other videos he might have out there like this. You know who else he could be friends with? That extra flamboyant Christian Walker. You know Herschel Walker's Hall G son, who is a staunch conservative, if he wants to call himself that, because he be doing all that extra stuff too in his video. He's a little bit more extra than this guy was. This guy was way more tame compared to him, but he be all up in there wagging his finger and clapping his hands and rolling his neck and everything. It's crazy because he tries to say all the stereotypical things about black people, but he's up in there trying to be a sister girl, trying to be a part of the sister girl circle while talking down on black people and all types of stuff like that. Just him talking like that, he's earned himself a seat at the sister girl circle table. And he also, remember what I told you about that trinity when it comes to being pro-black. You can't talk about black women. You can't talk about the academy. And it was something else that you couldn't talk about. But, oh yeah, you had to hate black men, hate straight black men. That was the third part of the trinity. If you can do all of that, then you're considered pro-black. This guy would be considered to be pro-black because in the beginning he agreed with the black woman. In the second one, he talked down on black men. In 3, he's a part of the academy. Trinity complete. So by their standards of pro-blackness, this guy would be pro-black. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Okay, I had to add in a couple more things. One, it's always this thing where they say there's a lot of foundational black Americans, or ADOS, or however you want to call it, black Americans, people who were born here, who will always come out of the side of their neck and say stuff like this about black people, especially those who were born here. And, well, as I was scrolling through, somebody went to his page, because he does have a Twitter account, and I saw 2 flags. I saw what I believe to be the flag of the Bahamas, and I want to say it was another Caribbean island. I'm not sure exactly what island it is, but he's definitely not black American. And the person who reposted this, that made this go viral, they're not even from here either. I can tell by their name. And then I went to their page. They said that they're pro-black woman. No, they said they were pro-black. They were a black woman stan account. That lets me know all I need to know. Listen, there's certain things that'll let you know the type of person you're dealing with. Those Caribbean flags, if they put, oh, I'm pro-black woman, or as that person said that there are a black woman stan account, that lets you know right then and there who exactly who they are. Because for the most part, they hate black Americans, especially black American men who haven't even done anything to them. But see, they've seen the stigma that has been placed upon black men for so long that they go right along with it. Yet they're the ones who fled wherever it is that they came from, maybe if not them, a parent or somebody, to come here to live a quote unquote better life, but want to shit on the people who have already been here and put in the work in order for them to thrive. It's sickening.